The financial behemoth BlackRock, which launched a profitable Bitcoin ETF, is now focusing on XRP. BlackRock has an incredible track record. Almost all of its ETF proposals have been approved, thus their entry into XRP is a game changer. There's more though, not just BlackRock is creating a stir. Grayscale is joining the fray as well. They have included XRP in their cryptocurrency portfolio, in addition to proposing an XRP ETF. This demonstrates the increasing power of XRPs and Ripple Labs in the field of global transactions. Greetings, Moneyside clan. Welcome once more to your one-stop shop for anything XRP. Before we dive right into today's material, let's briefly catch up. I need you to do me a little favor. To become a part of our incredible community, click the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Here's a small heads up as well. We're getting ready for a huge XRP giveaway as we get closer to 13,000 subscribers. Participating in the giveaway is simple. Just take these 3 easy steps, thus be sure to be attentive and prepared. Additionally, to guarantee your place in the giveaway, remember to include the hashtag CoinGraph market in the comments. Let's now explore the fascinating world of XRP and discover what's happening right now. A closer look at the data reveals that BlackRock has an almost perfect reputation for ETF approvals. BlackRock, the world leader in asset management, is making a significant change in how the traditional finance sector views digital currencies with its foray into cryptocurrencies and Web3. Their exceptional proficiency in handling the financial market is demonstrated by their practically flawless approval record for ETFs. Recall that BlackRock is an unstoppable force in the ETF industry with an astounding 99.8% ETF acceptance rate. Here it's important to see the big picture. Not only have big financial firms like JP Morgan and BlackRock been interested in XRP, they have been actively gathering it up. According to reports, including one that was leaked, these titans have put more than 7.5% of their entire fortune into XRP. A recent carefully considered piece even suggested that BlackRock will completely switch its emphasis from Bitcoin to XRP, indicating a substantial change in its approach to investing. This action suggests that demand in XRP is growing, which increases the likelihood of a BlackRock-backed XRP ETF. This is where it becomes even more fascinating though. There has been a fresh development in the XRP story, the XRP ETP's existence. Although the identity of this ETP's developer is still unknown, its existence is a crucial first step toward an ETF. Although the XRP ETP has reportedly been launched, it is now in the pre-release stage, valued at 0, and is expected to be unveiled at any moment. There's more. There are rumors that an XRP ETF will launch concurrently with the ETP, coinciding with the ETF's debut. In addition to making sense, this concurrent release highlights the ETF's quick development, possibly coming just weeks after the debut of a Bitcoin ETF. The potential for XRP is enormous when we examine this, particularly in light of Bitcoin's rise to $43,000 even prior to the debut of its ETF. As soon as its ETF is released to the market, XRP's value may potentially skyrocket to $1,000. All right, listen to me, this isn't as unrealistic as it may seem. An XRP ETF will be available in a few weeks due to the launch of the XRP ETP. The exchange-traded product for XRP has been formally published by financial giant Vidal, although many people are unaware of this. This means that an XRP ETF is expected to be launched quickly after receiving approval from the US Securities and Exchange Commission. Actually, we only talked about a recently released piece yesterday. An XRP ETF may be on the horizon, according to a report that was released by none other than BlackRock. This leak suggested that XRP would soon be filed for an ETF. A leading BlackRock analyst confirmed in a public remark that a BlackRock ETF tailored to XRP would launch, which increased the enthusiasm. I even mentioned the iShares XRP trust in connection with an ATF filing. I checked this myself after being dubious at first, and sure enough, it's mentioned on the Delaware list of corporations page. This development is significant because it demonstrates how near we are to witnessing a seismic shift in the market presence of XRP, which could resemble or even outpace the moves of the Bitcoin ETF. Recent studies have shown a noteworthy advancement in the realm of cryptocurrency. More than 7.5 million XRP have been purchased by BlackRock and JP Morgan, demonstrating institutional interest in cryptocurrencies. In addition to hoarding XRP, BlackRock is spearheading the movement by utilizing the XRP ledger in their business processes, and most significantly by advancing the public launch of an XRP ETF. The XRP ETF has a very strong chance of being approved, given BlackRock's nearly perfect track record with ETF approvals. It is impossible to overestimate the influence of an XRP ETF on its value. This is why, despite its apparent ambition, a target price of $9,800, consider it. Considering the astounding sums, XRP is positioned to play a significant role in managing international debt transfers. The USDA is largely responsible for the $1.8 to $1.3 quadrillion that could potentially move via the XRP ledger. In addition, the Republic of Palau is creating its central bank digital currency on the XRP ledger, and the BRICS countries, including Saudi Arabia, are also incorporating the XRP ledger into their systems. This scenario logically suggests the soaring value per XRP token, since it shows a classic case of high volume, high demand, and limited availability. Thus, this is a topic that has been very popular recently. Some people believe that my optimism regarding XRP is merely a fantasy. Well, perhaps they are right. Here's what I say though. I'm all for accepting this optimism. I'm taking a deep breath, lighting it up and rolling it up into a giant one. That is pretty strong stuff. I firmly think that there is hope. It's a lifeline, particularly when you're hanging on throughout difficult times. It's quite acceptable if you don't believe in hope and believe it to be wishful thinking. However, I don't think that's a drawback. Let's encourage one another. My motto is that. We're not about tossing tokens into a void, and anything less seems like that. Our goal is to remain optimistic. Speaking of optimism, I appreciate all of your stimulating discussions and thought-provoking opinions. It truly causes the brain to work. An intriguing point regarding XRP and institutions was brought up. They are not need to purchase XRP. Leasing is another choice. That's a worthwhile idea to consider, isn't it? I had an interesting thinking as a result. What if XRP was only being purchased by individual investors? I investigated this further and even questioned ChatGPT regarding the SWIFT system's daily transaction volume. Over $7 trillion was the startling response. Additionally, keep in mind that this only refers to international trade. It excludes the derivatives market, which is worth quadrillions, as well as smart contracts, NFTs, and tokenized assets like real estate. Now consider how XRP might be involved in each of these fields. However, let's limit it to just international trade, which is SWIFT's primary focus. Let's imagine what may occur if XRP, which has $1,000, $1,000 connections, yes, Ripple and XRP have set a high bar here, had to handle only $3 trillion of that $7 trillion per day if we were to reduce it in half. That would imply that $3 trillion must be maintained by the system on that day. In this case, XRP's value might rise to more than 100. Referring back to our earlier conversation, once the system is operational, we may witness values rocket above 1.50 cent, particularly if XRP controls even half of this market, even if institutions decide to lease rather than purchase. We're talking about much over 100. Let the possibilities of this Hoppian vision become clear to you. We live in an amazing planet with a plethora of amazing options. Please keep in mind that I am not a certified financial advisor. These videos' content is solely intended for viewing enjoyment. Before making any financial decisions, I always advise viewers to do their own research and speak with experts. Many thanks for listening. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Additionally, to be the first to know when I publish new stuff, make sure you enable the alerts. I can't wait to see you again in the next video. Be careful.